Good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to Lawyered Up. I'm your host, Patrick McGinn. I'm a Florida trial attorney and former police officer. Today I'm going to tell you about a murder case out of Baltimore which has some good lessons for self-defense on it. Channel 2 News out of Baltimore is reporting last week that one Timothy Reynolds, 48, was shot 5 times by what they call a squeegee worker. Apparently in Baltimore, as in many cities, they have people who stand on intersections with squeegees and water bottles and clean your windshields whether you want them or not. And then they usually demand payment and become aggressive if you don't pay them. Anyway, in Baltimore, their situation is a little bit different. In Miami, we had these, but they were usually adults that were doing it. In Baltimore, they apparently are kids, and they call them squeegee workers. We called them squeegee men, and they were basically panhandling under other pretenses. Anyway, a group of 3 of these squeegee kids, as they call them, were working an intersection in the Inner Harbor neighborhood, and they got into a confrontation with Mr. Reynolds, and something stupidly caused Mr. Reynolds to park his car and get out with a bat and confront the kids, swing the bat at the kids. Then he started to walk away. The kids followed him. He turned around, swung the bat again, and then one of the squeegee kids, who is 15 and now in custody, proceeded to shoot Mr. Reynolds 5 times. There's some discrepancies in the news reports between what the Baltimore Sun was reporting and what Channel 2 is reporting. Some of them said that Mr. Reynolds was walking away when he was shot, and some of them say he was swinging the bat when he was shot. But anyway, the 15-year-old male is in custody. His name has not been released. He is charged as an adult with first-degree murder. There is a video of the incident, but the video has not been released as of this date. So what can you learn from this video? Well, for one thing, you better learn self-control is important. Self-control can save your life. Mr. Reynolds, for some reason, decided it was smart to get out of his car and confront these perpetrators with a bat. That's a bad move. That's the first bad move. In Baltimore and in Maryland, more specifically in Maryland, they do not have a stand your ground law. So if you are confronted with force, you have to retreat if you can do so safely and within reason before you can respond with force. Unlike in Florida, we have a stand your ground law, but stand your ground wouldn't apply in this case because Mr. Reynolds is engaged in conduct which could be criminal, which probably is criminal to begin with, as he got out of the car with his bat and started chasing the kids. Another thing to learn from this case that I see is you never know who has a gun. Here we have a 15-year-old kid with a gun who's ready and able to use it. And, you know, it's a crazy situation. Baltimore is one of those cities that's plagued by poverty and an increasing crazy crime rate. So you just never know. Whenever you confront somebody, whenever there's a confrontation between people, it can always turn dangerous because you never know what unknown elements are involved in this. So maintain self-control. Being able to control yourself can absolutely save your life, as it would have saved Mr. Reynolds' life in this particular case.